Hello YouTube, this is Teach You to Fly. This is actually my first Microsoft Flight Sim video for YouTube on the, this is on the PlayStation 5. I've been playing this game for a while now and decided to drop my first video. So I'm actually a real pilot in real life. I'm type rated on the Boeing 747, 757, and 767. Currently in the game, I'm flying the 737 MAX. This is a freelance mission in career mode. So I'm flying all the way from Boeing Field, Seattle, all the way down to the Dominican Republic. And we're getting close to our top of descent. Got a little bit of weather up ahead. I guess we're gonna fly on top of that. I have the game in sim rate right now, so it's being sped up. So as you can see, my attitude indicator, my navigational display is not working at the moment. Basically because I don't think the game can process all that information when I have the game sped up. And you can tell that by looking at the clock here. You can see the seconds are going a lot faster than normal. That's how I know I have the game sped up. So, and if you don't know how to set a binding up or use sim rate, I can drop a comment and I can explain how that works. But yeah, anytime I have the game sped up, I usually only do it for cruise, for like maybe part of the climb and descent. But for takeoffs and landings, and sometimes those long taxis, I'll speed the game up a little bit. I don't go any faster than 2 times the speed. So anyway, yeah, as you can see, flying over some weather. I think we're on top of all that weather. Looks like it's down low, so it shouldn't be a factor for us. Up here, 33,000 feet. We should be landing in the Dominican Republic here shortly. The box is all loaded up. We're going to be shooting the RNAV approach to runway 8, I believe. Yep, it's already loaded up. Again, it would be nice to have this information. It's kind of annoying that I don't have it. But as long as I found that, as long as this box, as long as the FMS is loaded correctly, and I have autopilot on, and LNAV and VNAV mode is set correctly, the plane will do what it's supposed to do. So, hopefully it works. Another thing that I do is after I reach my cruising altitude, I'll go to the altitude window, and I'll go ahead and I'll set my altitude to a lower altitude early, just in case you know, I don't make it back to the TV. Cause sometimes for these long flights, I might go take a nap, or I might leave the house to run errands, and I might not make it back in time before the top of descent. I've made that mistake once flying to Sydney, I believe, in the Airbus, and I overflew the airport because the plane, I did not have a lower altitude set. So the plane just stayed up really high and overflew the airport. It did not start its descent because I didn't make it back to the TV in time. So anyway, we're getting closer. Overflying all this weather. It's typical in the Caribbean. Hopefully this is it. There's a few things I'm not sure how to do on here, like get the weather. I mean, I know I can tune to the ATIS, but we're probably too far from the airport to hear the ATIS. But I don't know how to pull it up. I don't know if ACARS is a thing on here. I've actually never tried it. Let's see if it works. Nope. It's like that key's not active. Maybe the iPad has it. Also, I think I said this before, this is on the PlayStation 5. I understand. I know the Desktops are a lot easier probably, and using joysticks are easier, but I don't know, just haven't made that jump yet. Personally, the controller's fine enough for me, at least for now. Yeah, I'm not sure how to figure out how to get a digital ATIS, like, that I can read, not listen to on the radio, but something that I can pull up either on the FMS or the iPad. Now I'm trying to get back to my... Okay, there we go. Anyway, so... Yep, here's 33,000 feet. Should start down soon. This is a freelance passenger airline mission. Flying with Bob here. I should get about... I can't remember what... I think it said 17,000 credits for this mission. I kept the live weather option on because I like to get the bad weather bonus, because I find that you get more money that way. I'm not sure if that's a fact or not, but I just keep the live weather on. It's a double-edged sword though, because sometimes you keep the live weather on and the plane or the game will lag, so it might get a little skippy flying in with the live weather. Also, you might notice, why do I have my landing lights on this high? Well, if you land the plane at night and you forget to turn your landing lights on, you lose a lot of reputation points. So I just keep the landing lights on throughout the whole flight so I don't forget. You know, these are small differences, you know, that you do in the game that you wouldn't do in real life, but just kind of makes your life easier playing the game. Not taking this as serious, of course. I've got infinite fuel turned on. I'm not worrying about... I don't want to have to worry about fuel, so I've got that turned on. I hold the square button down because I added a binding in the settings menu, and so I'm not trying to worry about fuel. Looks like I saw some lightning down there. Yeah, I guess even in February, it's currently February 2026, and yeah, I guess even this time of the year down here, be some convective activity. Hopefully when we start our descent into the DR, we won't have to deal with any of that. But if we do, it's not a terrible thing, because at least we'll get a lot of money for it. Lightning won't take you out of the sky. This plane's pretty sturdy. I don't think we'll have a problem getting in here. So I'm gonna fast forward a little bit and let's skip to the descent phase. Alright, here we are. We are now coming up on the top of descent. It says we're about 8 miles, now 7 miles from the top of descent. And we should start going down. Still don't have our attitude and our flight instruments here. We should see this go from VNAV path. Well, it should stay in VNAV path. But this might go to idle. This might change from FM speed to idle here in a second. And we should start seeing our altitude decrease. So there we go. Oh, retard. All right. I guess that works too. I think it initially says retard and then it'll switch to idle in a second. It depends on how hard it is for the plane to maintain airspeed in the descent. So we're still on path. That's good. We're going down. I canceled IFR right after takeoff up in Seattle because I don't like maintaining the radio communications. It's just kind of annoying. So what I will do now is I'll go ahead and reconnect to air traffic control, and that way the plane will kind of catch up, because the game doesn't really know. It kind of needs ATC, I find, in order to keep up with what's going on, if that makes any sense. That might not make sense, but for landing, I'm going to tune to Santo Domingo Center here. We'll do that. And then I'm going to retry last IFR flight plan.
Santo Domingo Center, Boeing Alpha Juliet India 951 20 miles northeast of Mike Delta Charlie Yankee, flight level 265. Request IFR to Punta Cana. Ready to copy. Boeing Alpha Juliet India 951 is cleared to Punta Cana Airport as filed. Squawk 4736. Boeing Alpha Juliet India 951
Alright.
cleared to Punta Cana Airport as filed.
I need to fix my plane. I need to slow the sim rate down, or else the plane's going to crash. Let me disconnect the autopilot.
Radar contact flight level 235. Continue to volley following heading 145.
That's not good. This is what I'm talking about. When you use sim rate, you gotta be really careful, because the plane will kind of go crazy like it is right now. Oh, this isn't good. Oh, crashed the plane. No. Oh, God. Well, that's not good. We crashed our plane. Sometimes that happens. When you use that sim rate, you've got to be very careful. I've never seen it go that bad before. I'm honestly not sure what happened there. I don't use more than 2x, 2 times the sim rate. If I use 4 times or 6 or 8, I've seen that happen, but I've never seen it happen on 2x. Now, when you change phases of flight, when you go from cruise to descent, sometimes it'll do that, but I even clicked off the autopilot to try to save it and, correct the attitude, to calm it down, but that didn't even work. Well, mission failed. Shit happens. Let's look at the damage. I had some cheap insurance too, so my reputation's gonna suffer. Oh, it wasn't even that bad. So you crash a plane, you lose a little bit of reputation. I've had hard landings before and went from a S to like a D. So make that make sense. Salvage. Insurance plan covers 0%. Amount due, I owe $1 million. So we lost $1 million. Great. So now, in order to get the plane back, I need to fix it, basically. Update checkup. Check it up. $200,000. We'll pay that. Might as well wash it, I guess. Well, I've got $59 million right now. I'm currently saving up for the I'm trying to save up for the 747 for whenever that comes out. It's still not released yet on the PlayStation 5. So I'm probably just gonna save up for the Airbus 330 for now. I hear that pays pretty well. I'm not really a fan of Airbus. I like the way they fly, like hand fly, but the automation, I just cannot figure it out. Like I said earlier, I'm a Boeing pilot in real life. I know it's hard to believe you just saw me crash the 737, but I'm type rated on the 7.5, 7.6, and the 7.4. But I just understand the automation better. But yeah, what we just saw right there was ridiculous. That's some PlayStation 5. I'm gonna blame that on the video game. Well, that's it for now. We'll try again some other time. I'll drop one of these videos. If you guys have any other video suggestions or anything else you want to see, please drop a comment. And yeah, I'm new to this YouTube thing, so hopefully I'll do this again sometime. See you guys later.